Hello, everyone. This is the Free American Press with your host, Alexander Horat. And today we're going to be talking about how the U.S. government shutdown is derailing the United States economy. And the first way we can look at is flights. So basically, TSA workers and people working on flights for government jobs are not getting paid. So a lot of people are walking off because they haven't been paid in months. So this is causing flight reductions. So I'm going to share the screen right here. It says FFA reducing air traffic by 10% across 40 high volume markets during government shutdown. So this is huge, everybody. The reduction stands to impact thousands of flights nationwide because the FFA directs more than 44,000 flights daily, including commercial passenger flights, cargo planes, and private aircraft. Air traffic controllers have been working unpaid since the shutdown began on October 1st. So that's basically 35 days away, with some calling out of work. Staffing shortages during some shifts have led to flight delays at a number of U.S. airports. So this is going to become a much worse problem as the days go on. We're going to see more and more flight controllers and things like that not go to job because if they're not getting paid, they're not going to work. Apparently, they're going to get paid the back end money that they weren't when the U.S. government shutdown ends. But if that's not going to end anytime soon, they need to feed their families and themselves. So they're going to find other work. So this is going to create huge problems with getting an air flight if you want to fly, and it's going to derail the U.S. economy. And we also see SNAP benefits are getting paid right now, but probably not for too much longer. So I'm going to share the screen so you can all see. Uh, so basically, a federal judge said that the administration that's in power needs to start paying SNAP benefits, and basically they're getting paid through a contingency fund. And there's over 41.7 million Americans who rely on the SNAP. So SNAP is basically food stamps. It's basically so you can get your food for free from basically the government. So this is pretty crazy because this right now they're using a contingency fund. The USDA said it currently has 4.65 billion in SNAP contingency funds, which is about half the 9.2 billion Agriculture Secretary Brookie Rowland said SNAP would cost in November. So the money will only be able to cover 50% of eligible households' current allotments, the administration told Rhode Island federal judge John McCall, meaning partial payments will have to be distributed. So basically, the SNAP money is running out. They're going to use these contingency funds for as long as they can, but that's going to be running out pretty soon. And then millions of Americans, tens of millions of Americans won't receive SNAP food allotments. And this could cause rioting in the streets if we see people not being able to feed themselves and their families. If basically the private sector, such as churches and food banks, cannot basically keep SNAP going. So we also see the Trump administration says members of the military will get paid Friday despite the government shutdown. So we're going to see the military, they're still getting paid. But as the shutdown goes longer, the money that they have in to fund the military is going to get less and less, and then eventually even the military won't get paid. So my thoughts is basically this shutdown isn't going to last much longer because if it does, it's going to have untold side effects for basically Americans. And we just saw the midterms happen. Now the Democrats have gotten a good lead from the midterms because of this government shutdown. There's many things the government shutdown is going to end soon. So we're going to see who gives way first, the Democrats or Republicans. I just think there needs to be some sort of deal done, at least to pay for SNAP benefits in the military. Maybe they could come up with a separate small bill for that. And for the other stuff they're fighting against, maybe they can make another deal. But as always, though, I think this is planned. I think this has been a planned thing. Basically, uh, this is a planned event, and it was meant to happen. And it's going to cause more disasters to Americans. And it's the second longest shutdown there's been, and it could be the longest. So as it goes on longer, it's going to be worse for America. So I'd just like to thank everyone who's watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please comment if you have a comment, and please share the video with your friends. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.